Squatter.
What's good, real estate family? Classes in session. We learning about wholesaling. Question of the day is, I know you keep seeing on the news, squatters is a big problem these days. The epidemic is taking over the country. So the question is, can you wholesale a property with a low down dirty squatter?
Low down dirty squatter.
So if you don't know already, a squatter is someone who illegally enters a home. Basically, the home is vacant, maybe it's for rent, or just the homeowner hasn't been there for a while. What they'll do is they'll break in, bring a few belongings, have a fake lease, and say they've been living there. They have utilities in their name, whatever. That gives them legal right to basically be in the home for at least 30 days or until an eviction process is started. It's a crazy rule, but it's going on all around the country. New York is horrible for it. A lady who had $1 million home was actually arrested at her own house because the squatters called the police on her saying she changed the locks. So it's a real thing. It's an epidemic. You have to know how to protect yourself. But the question is, can you wholesale a property with a squatter in it? You absolutely can. And you want to you want to disclose this to your end buyer. So if the deal is juicy enough and he's going to make profit, he might enter into the property and say, okay, no worries. I know how to get rid of squatters, bad tenants, whatever the case is. If it's a good enough play for him, the investor will, be okay with that, and you'll close the deal and still make your profit. It will be the investor's responsibility to take care of that squatter. What they'll do is something called cash for keys. Investors will buy properties, will have tenants, bad tenants in there, or squatters. And squatters, a lot of time, they're just broke, bum, homeless people that are, I shouldn't say homeless people, broke, bummy people who like to steal, who enter a property and they want to squeeze the homeowner and say, look, give me $3,000, I'll leave your property. And they'll get the $3,000, blow it, go do it again in another property. It's crazy. But cash for keys, the investor will pay the squatter, say, hey, buddy, look, I'll give you $3,000. Get out of the property. Let's make life easy on each other. Or they go through the eviction process, which means they go through the court order eviction process. If it's a landlord-friendly state, then the courts will help to get the squatter out within 30 to 60 days. If the squatter doesn't doesn't have some type of lease or doesn't keep combating the lawsuit. So cash for keys is usually the way to go for an investor. And so just disclose that to your end buyer. Say, hey, I do have a property. Here are the numbers. You can make a great spread if you flip it, blah, blah, blah. Break it down to them. You got to act like you're the buyer yourself. So has to make sense to you. It has to make sense to your investor. And they have to have an exit strategy. But disclose it to them. Sell the property, make your profit. You can get that bread still with a squatter in the property.